Today, it's about Fuji musician called Wasiu Ayinde, aka Kwam One. Now, Kwam One reintroduced Fuji music that attracted both the young and old. And when I say reintroduced, I mean he added some percussion, some extras into Fuji music, into his own genre, into his own brand of it. And let us just say he refined Fuji music. It made it appealing to the young and to the old. Now, I know not everybody that works for you or works under you that will have something good to say about you, regardless of what you do. But there seems to be a trend that trails Wasiu Ayinde. No, we are not going to talk about Rocco, the ex-wife, or let us just still attach wife to her. We're not going to talk about Rocco, Emanuela, the porcelain skin, tall, fair complexion, or fair complected lady. No, we are not going to talk about that one. The one that represented Wasiu Ayinde back in those days. If you've been a member of this channel, you know what I'm talking about. But it's about a drummer that came out recently. And what he said about Wasiu Ayinde is disheartening. And it seems a lot of people are corroborating what he's saying. They say Wasiu Ayinde is a bit mean. He is a wicked person. He believes so much in diabolic powers and all of that, even though he has allergy attached to his name, which is basically what a lot of Africans do. They have this, acceptable religion, either Christianity or Islam, and behind the scene, the major or core of what they believe in, like really, is the gods of their land or whatever it is that they do behind the scene. So Wasiu Ayinde is known to be such. That's because a lot of people have tried Wasiu Ayinde. In fact, when I listen to other music artists in the same genre of Wasiu Ayinde, Fuji music, it's as if Wasiu Ayinde is like a pillar that many of them are kind of not happy with or afraid of or whatever. Wasiu Ayinde seems to be so powerful and strong. And I'm kind of wondering, how come Wasiu Ayinde is this powerful and others cannot try to get the same power that Wasiu Ayinde got so that they can also be strong and powerful? What is it about Wasiu Ayinde that has got him trending right now? I want you to pay attention to this. Unfortunately, those that are not Yoruba speakers, since this is about Fuji music, but then, I will still carry everybody along. I'm going to translate some of the things that you're going to hear. So we'll be listening to Wasiu Ayinde. And also, we'll be listening to this man that came out to talk about Wasiu Ayinde. Said that Wasiu Ayinde is a diabolic person. That Wasiu Ayinde is a wicked person. That Wasiu Ayinde will not allow those under him to thrive, to be successful in what they are doing. This man said he had drummed for Wasiu Ayinde for over 20 years, 25 years. And that he had, at that time, nothing to write home about. He said he was paid meager, giving little money. And even if you're giving money, you will finish the money right there before the end of the show. How? Why? You're about to hear from this man. Let us hear from him and we'll talk more.
That's people for you. You don't call you say you're going inside the cage. You don't show up look for me. Timo ṣe nǹkan burúkú padà lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ kò ní ẹ máa sọ̀rọ̀ mi dáadáa. Èyí tẹ́ bá rí tí mo tó ṣe nǹkan burúkú fún mi tí mi ò sọ̀rọ̀ tí mo dákẹ́ tó ti gbà pé Mugun ni mí. Tẹ́ bá sọ pé mi ìdá lójú aṣọ mi pé kò ní sọ pé kò ní sọ pé kò dá kò ní sọ pé ó dá akọ̀wé ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ torí pé Mugun ẹ̀ ni mo jẹ́ ó ti rí mi as stooge ó ti rí mi as Mugun. But 2022
tẹ wá fìbẹ̀ lẹ́yìn ẹṣẹ́ ẹjọ́ ẹ kúrò mẹ́ni túbí nùbí nàbẹ́ tún fìjà kúrò.
ìjà ni.
kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ ńgbà yẹn.
nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ni pé ọ̀rọ̀ lórí aṣọ táwọn
uniform
owó wa la fi ń rà tá a bá wá play tán wọ́n á ní ká bọ́ṣọ sílẹ̀ ẹnìkan ń káṣọ lọ níbo ni wọ́n ti ń ṣe irú yẹn à ń ṣọmọdé mọ́nà àwọn everybody máa káṣọ lọ lé ìjọ ìbádẹ́fẹ́ ní show platform wà ẹ sẹ́ndì aṣọ tá a bá máa wọ̀ ẹ sẹ́ndì ẹ̀ sórí platform káyọ̀ níbọ̀dí mọ̀ pé tó aṣọ yìí la fẹ́ ṣe kí ni òun la fẹ́ wọ̀ ẹ mọ̀ pé mo sọ fún yín pé ọ̀tá pọ̀ bíi kí wọ́n mú òròmọdìyẹ kan lọ fi sáàrin àṣà ni òun lọ̀rọ̀ mi nínú báńdì ẹ̀.
so uniform yẹn ló wá díjà àbí.
uniform yẹn ló wá di
last one yìí.
ló di wàhálà àwọn bọ́ọ̀sì kan wà tí wọ́n lọ fẹjọ́ mi sùn so mi ò kàn láyè láti dárúkọ anybody torí nígbà dárúkọ yẹn bíi pé mò ń ṣe kí ni mò ń fún wọn ní publicity mi ò ní ìdí àti dárúkọ so wọ́n wá lọ fẹjọ́ mi sùn aláàjì pé èmi lèmi ò ní wọṣọ mọ́ pé àti pé fún ọba bẹ́ẹ̀ nìkan ò lè fọ́ọ̀sì èmi o pé kémi ó wọṣọ o gbogbo owó báǹdì tí wọ́n bá dẹ̀ ń ná èmi lèmi kó owó báǹdì lọlé ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn la wá ń sọ lọ́wọ́ ni aláàjì wa rí wa lọ́kàn tó bá dẹ̀ ti rí mi pé mo dúró mo bá tó bá ti rí àwọn bọ́ọ̀sì bíi mẹ́rin àbí mẹ́ta lọ́dọ̀ mi báyìí a rò pé bóyá mo instigate àwọn pípù yẹn pé bóyá mo ń kọ́ wọn ní kọ̀ọ̀kan kọ̀ọ̀kan ni wọn ò fẹ́ rí mi pọ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn bọ́ọ̀sì wọ́n wá yẹn nìkan wá wọ́n ń pe bọ̀bọ́ yẹn ní kéèsì bọ̀bọ́ yẹn ló máa ń dúró lẹ́yìn o so ìyẹn ò wá gbọ́ wúlẹ̀wúlẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ tá à ń sọ ọ̀rọ̀ tó gbọ́ ni pé ìyẹn kọ̀ lọ bá aláàjì ni aláàjì wa bí pé kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ wá ní ẹjọ́ bọ̀dàkúnlé ni wọ́n á fi sùn pé bọ̀dàkúnlé sọ pé òun ò ní wọ uniform ló bá nínú báàgì òun ló bá ní káwọn yẹn lọ kọ́ lọ dì pẹ̀lú wọ́n dì pẹ̀lú mi lọ́mọ 60 ọdún
ẹ̀dí 60 báyìí.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni so bá a ṣe wá gorí séjì ìgbà yẹn ni wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí campaign fún Tinubu ọjọ́ yẹn ni wọ́n pa àwọn èèyàn ní Ọ̀wọ̀ tí wọ́n láwọn Fúlàní kan wọ inú chọ́ọ̀chì lọ Yaba Tech láti play ìjọ yẹn so bá a ṣe wá gorí séjì èmi ò mọ̀ pé kí ni ẹ sì gbẹ lára aláàjì bá a ṣe wá ń play lọ wọ́n ń kọrin èmi kàn gbórin bá dẹ̀ ṣe lọ ní ìlú máa ń tẹ̀lé bí mi ṣe ní kí n jáde báyìí bálá yìí ṣe wẹ̀yìn yẹn pé ta ló lùlù yẹn on a good day kò ṣe pé ò láìkì ni ó láìkì bọ̀ kò respect pé mi ni mo lùlù yẹn mo kàn náà báyìí lọ́ba dé everybody stop bá a ṣe dákẹ́ nìyẹn lọ́ba ní látòmí lọ pé kí gbogbo àwọn bọ́ọ̀sì wò mí pé kíjọ́ tí iṣẹ́ bá tún ti wà tí mo bá ti wọṣọ mi ìyàtọ̀ sí aṣọ àwọn báyìí yẹn pé everybody dáwọ́ jọ lé mi lórí kan nà mí kan dẹ̀ mi sọ pé gbogbo aṣọ yẹn kan ya mọ́ mi lọ́rùn mo wá ń try láti ṣàlàyé fàlàjì aláàjì orí báyìí àwọn pípù yóò ń tètè ń update mi pé aṣọ báyìí la máa wọ̀ ni at least àwa tá a bá níṣẹ́ lọ́sẹ̀ yìí sì mo expect bóyá bíi Tuesday or Wednesday ló yẹ ká ti máa ṣe kí ni ká ti mọ ibi tí a bá ní show wọn ò ní sọ even though gan ó lè jẹ́ pé jọ show ń gbà mí.
ṣòwò dẹ̀ wà ní pàjáwìrì mo ní ṣòwò wà ní pàjáwìrì itinerary ti wà ti mọ.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ọjọ́ yẹn ni wọ́n ṣẹ̀ máa sọ òun gbẹ̀mí dẹ̀ ti rí pé géèmù tó ń play nìyẹn wọn ò ní torí èmi ò káṣọ tèmi sílẹ̀ mọ́ ó dẹ̀ ní onírísì mi ò fi káṣọ sílẹ̀ mọ́ bọ́ ojú ọba ti fẹ́ wọṣọ yẹn ẹ̀yin ẹ sọ fún mi páṣọ báyìí la fẹ́ ṣe kí ni la fẹ́ wọ̀ wọn ò wá ní tètè sọ fún mi so èmi náà wá máṣọ ní ìsinmi báàgì eléyìí tí mo fi wọ mọ́tò mi ní màá mú mi tí n bá dé plane màá lọ fẹ́ sínú aṣọ tí mo máa mú sínú báàgì yẹn màá ṣẹ̀ wá wọ̀ pẹ̀lú ìṣaṣọ tó báàdì ni máa wọ̀ aṣọ yẹn gan tún lè wà pàjá aṣọ tí wọ́n fẹ́ wọ̀ lórí stage gan lọ so bálá yìí ṣàṣe gí fọ́dà ni pé kàn nà mí pé kàn ya gba aṣọ yẹn mọ́ mi lọ́rùn mo wá ń tà láti ṣàlàyé fàlàjì bá orí bẹ́ẹ̀ alájì ẹ ti ẹ̀tọ́ ẹ̀kẹ́ gbọ́ tẹnu lọ́ba ní bóun bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ èèyàn gbọ́dọ̀ sọ nǹkan kan mọ́ mo ṣe kúrò níjọ́ yẹn ni lẹ́yìn oṣù kan òun ni ẹni máa ń kọ ara àwọn mánéjà wa ni wọ́n pe bọ̀bọ́ yẹn ní Afis Karim ìyẹn ló wá pè mí ló wá bẹ̀ mí jẹ́ pé kí n jọ láti ìgbà tí mo ti lọ mísìkì yẹn ò ṣe kí ni ó wà ókè mọ́ kí n jọ kí n máa pọ̀ mí Ìsẹ́yìn ni mo wà kí n dẹ̀ tó yọ ọmọ pé òun sọ fún mi tẹ́lẹ̀ pé iṣẹ́ wà ó lè pẹ́ mi kí n tó débẹ̀ òun ni mo ṣe lọ́jọ́ yìí bí mo ṣe wá dágbo yẹn lẹ́yìn oṣù kan tí mo la fàrọ̀ aṣọ tán ni o mo bá sàdọ̀ aláàjì dẹ̀ pẹ́ kó tó dé njọ́ yẹn mo bá wọ́n sá gorí stage lọ nígbà wọ́n dẹ̀ dé yẹn kí ló yẹ kí n lọ ṣe kí n lọ kí wọn mo ṣe débẹ̀ ni bálájì ṣe wá rí pé mò ń bọ̀ ààrẹ gba yọ fóònù lápò ló bá ń tẹ fóònù ẹ̀kọ́ lẹ́sà ẹ̀kẹta bá aláàjì ò dá mi lóhùn bọ́ọ̀ kan wá wà lẹ́yìn bọ́ọ̀ yẹn ń play piano bọ̀bọ́ yìí ló wá sọ fún pé bàbá ẹ lọ jókòó ìgbà lọ jókòó níbi tí mo wá jókòó yìí bí kí Gàjí ṣe sáré dé nìyẹn Gàjí bá bá mi pé bọ̀dá Kúnlé ìyẹn lára àwọn máníjà ní Gàjí ẹ̀ náà bọ̀dá Kúnlé ẹ bọ́lẹ̀ o Báyọ̀ Láṣojú ló ràn ń wá o ìyẹn bọ̀bọ́ tí mo ló jẹ ṣáàmánù Oṣòdì sọlọ local government ó jẹ ṣáàmánù ó sì tún wá sórí stage ó tún wá ń dà wá rúmbẹ̀ yẹn láti tún máa pàṣẹ lé wa lórí ó wá ní pé Báyọ̀ Láṣojú sọ pé kí n bọ́lẹ̀ pé mi ò kí aláàjì o mo wá ń bí àwọn bọ́ọ̀sì tó kù pé ẹ̀yin lágbájá yìí tàbí ọ̀dọ̀ ta ni mo ti kúrò ń sìn so ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ sá bí mi inú pé mo dẹ̀ ti sọ fún bọ̀bọ̀ tó pè mí pé tí ò ní sí wàhálà ó ní ò ní sí wàhálà ṣé kò ní sí wàhálà ó ní ò ní sí wàhálà wá tí mo tún wá dé bíbá tí mo tún fèsì eléyìí báyìí so aláàjì ò dá mi lóhùn jọ yìí ìgbọ̀ wáyé aláàjì wá dìde after tí Gàjí ẹ wá bá mi tán ni o so tó ní Báyọ̀ Láṣojú ẹ ló ràn ń wá pé kó wá lé mi bọ́ọ̀lẹ̀ àwọn tí ò lè lu ṣẹ̀kẹ̀rẹ̀ tí wọ́n lè lu agogo tó bá jẹ́ pé àwọn ló tún ṣe kí ni wọ́n ń pàṣẹ lé wa lórí inú báàgì àdẹ̀ní sèkàn àdẹ́nà dìde aláàjì wá dìde ni wọ́n jókòó sí wọ́n lọ síwájú tó ra aṣẹ̀fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ rí ni pé àwọn tó sálà àwọn ò rí mi ní kọ̀rọ̀ wọ́n lè ṣe kí ni wọ́n lè rí mi ní gbangba mo wá dìde aláàjì ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀lẹ́sà o ẹ̀kẹta báyìí bálájì wòye pé olórí burúkú wo nìyẹn bá ní Kúnlé ló gbẹ Kúnlé nìyẹn ẹ̀sọ́ ẹ̀yin ọmọ ọ̀rọ̀ kìrọ̀ yìí ẹ̀yin ọmọ ojú ọ̀nà ládé ẹ̀yin ọmọ aláàjì bá dọ̀rọ̀ yìí sílẹ̀ mo sábẹ̀rẹ̀ sí kéjọ yẹn ẹ tiẹ̀ ṣe kí ni ẹ gbọ́rọ̀ ẹnu mi bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n bá sá bẹ́ẹ̀ bí wọ́n bá léèyàn nílùú èyí ó mọ nǹkan tó ń lé ní lọ ẹ gbọ́rọ̀ ẹnu mi aláàjì ò gbọ́ ó dẹ̀ kí ní kọ́ dẹ̀ kọ́ mọ̀ tó bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ kó parọ́ mọ́ yín báyìí ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ èmi náà ń ṣọmọdé ọdún mélòó ló gbà lọ́wọ́ o bí mi lọ́mọ o gbà mí lábúrò èmi ò kí àwọn anybody fẹ́ sọ but reality ni mò ń sọ yìí mi ìbẹ̀ wá láti wá blackmail yẹ torí gbogbo nǹkan ló ní ló fi jù mí lọ ó lówó ó lọ́rọ̀ ó ní gbogbo èmi yìí èmi ò ní kankan èmi náà ṣe gbà àwọn èèyàn kan ṣe kí ni kàn ṣàánú mi kí gbogbo wàhálà tí mo ṣe gbogbo àwọn tó jẹ́ bíi music lover tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n dẹ̀ ń gbádùn music yẹn kàn ṣàánú èmi náà kọ́rọ̀ ayé mi ó máa lọ báyìí so bálájì ṣe wọ ọmọ mi lọ́wọ́ nìyẹn gbogbo atótónu tí mo ṣe ń jọ yẹn ó sáà débi pé àwọn bodyguard gan ti ń bọ̀ wá wọ́n ti wá fẹ́ máa ṣe ìyà fún mi mo ti wá pé aláyé ẹ má jẹ́ wáyé tẹ́ bá ti gbá mi létí kan lónìí méjì lèmi náà máa gbà àwọn tó ń bọ̀ yẹn sọ fún ọkọ padà torí tẹ́nìkan bá gbá mi létí kan bí lónìí ẹ ní play.
sọ fún banijẹ́ kọ́ mẹ́nu kúrò lọ́rọ̀ ẹ o a kì í bínú aláwùrà o àbánijẹ́ mẹ́nu kúrò lọ́rọ̀ ẹ wọ́n ń bínú orí ara wọn.
Mr. Abanijẹ́ wọ́n ní kẹ́ ẹ dá pálí onípálí padà ẹ náà ń bínú yín ẹ lọ dá pálí onípálí padà náà èwo nínú yín tó ń bí sẹ́yìn nìkan lẹ́wà tó ń bínú yín ni ìkíní bínú yín ìkejì bínú yín ìkẹta ń bínú yín everybody ló ń bínú yín táwa tiẹ̀ sí mẹ́gbà tẹ̀ ń gbà pálí aṣáwà mẹ́gbà tẹ̀ gbá bọ̀bọ̀ photographer yẹn létí ṣé ẹ gbá photographer létí ni tí kámẹ́rà gbé kò ní bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ná MC Murphy tó ti wà pẹ̀lú yín tipẹ́ tó jẹ́ pé kò sí ṣóò tẹ máa ṣe MC Murphy ló máa kọ́kọ́ bá yín òkun ṣóò ń gbà yẹn lílù kọ́ lẹ́ fi fẹ́ bá MC Murphy náà jẹ́ nígbà tí bọ̀dá yẹn kan tí yẹn náà ò mọ̀ wọn rẹ̀ tí ò ń jókòó rẹ̀ jẹ́ ẹ dá pálí onípadì padà kò sẹ́ni tó ń bínú yín eré o.
Welcome back. I want to start with this. When you are at the top, you always be the topic, and do not forget that majority want to pull you down. Wasiu Ayinde is aware of this. He knows that his drummers, band members, let me use that. He knows that his band members can be diabolic. He knows that they can be used to get him down. Wasiu Ayinde wants to be at the forefront of everything. He wants to make sure that in Nigeria, when I say Nigeria, I'm not saying Nigeria like Nigeria as a country, But let us just say in the southwest of Nigeria, let's say among Yoruba speakers, let us say among those that listen to Fuji. Not all Yorubas listen to Fuji music. Let's say those that listen to Fuji music. Let's say among Wasiu Ayinde's competitors. I don't want to say colleague, competitors. Music is about competition. Yeah, they are not like our, present day, music artists, Afrobeat, where they collabo. You barely find Fuji musicians doing collabo. No, not at all. So, Wasiu Ayinde knows that it can be attacked. So what he does is to attack first. He wants to make sure that he's the only one that people are listening to. He's also steps ahead of them. He doesn't want anyone to capture him, bring him down, knock him down, deal with him, destroy him, finish him, do anything to him. He wants to do it to everybody. Now the problem is this. I am wondering, if all of you are Fuji musicians and you're all in it, how come you cannot be as powerful as Wasiu Ayinde in the wicked days ahead? Or maybe they chose not to be. Now let's leave that aside. Talking about competitors. Let's talk about those in the band. After this man, he said he's about 60 years old. So he's not a boy. He's a man. After he came out to talk about everything that happened all the years, I mean, when someone says, I've been playing drums for Wasiu Ayinde for close to 30 years, that means half of his present life, when he was 30 or thereabout, he played. So he wasn't like a boy too. He was grown up, mature enough. And Wasiu Ayinde, we heard that his real age is not his real age, that he keeps increasing his age. Soon they will be like the age of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that he keeps increasing his age. So as to, people oftentimes decrease their age sometimes. Some people increase their age. In a society or in a place where age is important, like the Yorubas, they love respect a lot. They like respect. So age is important. Africans like, age. I'm older than you. It's the African thing. I'm older than you. To them, age is like, once you are older, it means you have more money. That's a joke. It means that you have more sense of reasoning. Also, that's a joke. But that's what it is. Even they put it in Proverbs. And I'm not going to lie. Age at times has a lot to do with certain things. At times. But it doesn't mean that it will make you have experience. You might have experience much more than someone in certain fields. So what I'm saying is this man has served under Wasiu Ayinde for a while. He's complaining. He talked about mysterious things like RIP, like Wasiu Ayinde requesting for the clothes that they bought themselves. Not that he bought it for the band, asking them to keep the clothes with him. Now, this man does not trust Wasiu Ayinde. He knows that Wasiu Ayinde is diabolic. Wasiu Ayinde can pack these clothes that these people, wore, sweated. And sweat is important, particularly, those that are, in their mysterious things, mysterious ways, if you know what I mean. It can be used for those who understand certain principles, spiritual principles. So, he knows that Wasiu Ayinde can pack their clothes. Like, we bought these clothes ourselves, not like you bought it. So why are you asking us to keep our clothes? Like, give it to someone that will take care of it, wash it and hang it. Like, maybe they're going to put like a tag on it for everyone to know who owns what. Like, what the guy is like, no, what kind of rubbish is it? So it seems maybe there are other people in that band that will come out to talk and corroborate what this man is saying. But the man is like, hold on a second. We are not children. And moreover, you didn't buy this for us. We bought these clothes ourselves. So why don't you just update us on what we are going to wear for whatever show we'll be going to perform? Why are you asking us after show to remove our clothes and give it to someone? You want to take it to your coven so that you can use our sweat, our labor, like spiritually transfer it, or put some demonic, like a padlock on it, so we will not be able to reason. It will be only a foolish person. I'm kind of thinking if Wasiu Ayinde is requesting for this, then he should realize that this is a foolish act. Thinking that these guys are Yorubas too. They understand the culture. Come on, what nonsense is that? Like, bring clothes that you've sweat and worked with, like give it to you to do what with it? Is Wasiu Ayinde running a laundry mat? No, like he has a laundry mat, or what is it called? Like, even if you do, they are not asking you to help them wash it. Like, don't worry, after the show, I'm going to help you guys wash it and bring it back. No, not in this type of African setting. Maybe in some other clime where such practices are not common. You can, like, okay, after the show, we are going to drop the clothes so that, after all, but then everyone has laundry machine. So what is this thing? So this man refused. Mr. Wasiu Ayinde got angry, got upset, like, what nonsense is this? How dare you dare me? Wasiu Ayinde likes to speak and wants whatever he says to be like. He wants to be like in charge, like the boss. Like, I'm the voice here, I'm the one singing. You guys are my drummers. But the truth is this, everyone is important. That's the thing about, but the lead role, the vocalist, the band leader will always be the only person recognized. But there are a lot of people that work behind this. Imagine, as a music artist, you put out your voice, yes. What about the man that collated all of this, your voice, the instrument, the sound engineer, everything that they had to do to bring out that perfection? That's why you'll find many of them present day music artists, they can't perform on live stage. They won't sound the way they sound, like how they would have, like how they would sound if it was processed in a studio. So what I'm trying to say is that a lot of things goes to work. A lot of things are put together to make what we hear sound the way it is. So you said Wasiu Ayinde is a bit dictatorial, which I kind of understand in the kind of setting that we are in, and moreover, it's like that. Seems to be like he's the boss. He's the one that pays you guys. He gets his show, maybe the manager or whatever, and he does his thing. I understand it. I do understand that part of it. But then, about that part, I'm not going to say much about it. You will not want to have a band that you are not in charge of, and a band that lacks control, lacks, they are not well organized and all of that. No, it's going to affect and reflect a band member or band members that you cannot speak to and say, hey, listen, 7 p.m. we'll be here, we're performing, this is what we are going to do, this and that and that and that. You will not want to have that. But about clothes, about we are going, okay, the man talked about something. He said there was a time, people were, like 2 or 3 people passed away in that band. So Wasiu Ayinde said they will be going to a state called Ilori, Kwara State, Ilori, for prayers. Now, in the southwest of Nigeria, a lot of people believe that those that are from that part are Muslims. Originally, like, that's the thought. That's the original thought, like, oh, these people are Muslims. But the thing, like I told you at the beginning, that the system you will find among many Africans or among many Nigerians is this. They have that surface religion, Islam or Christianity. But inside of it, deep down, what they do is what their ancestors do. They worship those deity, those idol. And the ones that don't do like continuous worship, they have some spiritual, like medium, barabu, babalawo, odishe, babalawo, ifa priest or whatever, dibia, whatever. They have those people that do the main, work for them, the spiritual activities that they need. So this man said, we were told that we will be going to make prayer. So they thought he would be meeting one Islamic cleric, like, like for prayers and to ward off in their own mind. It could be stress. You're not being paid properly. You are being stressed up, that kind of thing. You are not enjoying life. And this is what you're always on the road. You have to pay for your hotel. You have to do this, you have to do that, and you're not feeling good. You see? So, all of this might have affected these people that passed away. But they said they needed prayers. But unfortunately, when they got there, when I say unfortunately, I mean for a man that wasn't comfortable or didn't want to, what they met was something else. They were taken to, African traditional healer or medium that will help them consult oracles and do some spiritual work on them. And the man is like, no. This is not what you told us. You said we are going for prayers. Of course, that could also be called prayers. But the idea that he gave to them, being that he called himself a Muslim, Alhaji Wasiu. You know, in Nigeria, they have mysterious Arabic names. Let me use it, in quote, Muslim names that if you are to check the meaning of those names in Arabic, it is crazy. Some people have, in quote, I use the word in quote, Arab names or Muslim names that Arabs will laugh when they hear it, like, are you people not normal? For the sake of religion, why don't you bear your own name? If you do not want those names tied to any idol, you can as well bear ordinary names. I mean, names that are not attached to any idol or deity. But you choose to embrace Islam. Now, you are bearing maybe the tail of a dog because it sounds Arabic. You are bearing the head of a mouse because it sounds Arabic. You are bearing, those are kinds of names that you find amongst them. Now that this prayer is supposed to be an Islamic type or even a church, they ended up in a shrine. He wasn't happy. That's one. Two, another incident. He said he had already suspected that this man is so diabolic and he's going to do something. So they were supposed to have a show. So prior to that show, this same Wasiu Ayinde invited those, priests from shrines, brought all of them to do some spiritual work on those people. If you don't want, then you have to leave the band. And it's not a crime to leave the band if you want. But the thing is this man said, because of the influence of Wasiu Ayinde amongst the, musicians, they tend to kind of connect to each other. These are how they get shows like, what's up? Oh, there is going to be a show in this place. They need a Fuji musician. They need a juju musician. They need this and that and all of that. So they all connect to each other at times. Everyone wants to be in everyone's good book. But, drummers and percussionists and, piano man, whatever it is, back up this, back up that. Those people are very important, but they are inconsequential at times. That's how they are made to feel. So if you leave Wasiu Ayinde's band, it means that you might not be able to get someone that will employ you to do the same activity or do the same job or service in his own band, because Wasiu Ayinde will call and say, that guy, send him out. He's a bad person. I went to consult. I was told by a pastor or a priest that guy is the one causing us problem. This is happening. So if you want to kill him, keep him with you. If you think he will not do harm to your whatever, he might just give you some. And if you don't, maybe you start looking for ways to punish, to cause trouble, that kind of thing. So some of them will be like, no, I don't want to employ someone that left someone else's. I don't want to bring someone else's headache. The only times anybody will employ you is if that person is a relative or something. That's the only time the person will be like, no, this is my brother. I will employ him. So this man said he would have left, but it is going to be difficult for him to get a job outside. Why? Because there are certain things. I'm not saying this man also will be without fault. Don't forget that he's the one talking now. Wasiu Ayinde also has his own thing as a person. I told you that when you're on the top, you'll be a topic. It's not an easy thing. You always find people who want to mess you up, people want to ridicule you, people who want to steal from you, people want to shame you, people want to blackmail you. You always find. So it's like you have to put a stand of attack, not defense. Always, and people always see you as a terrible person. I understand these things too, but you have to also be careful that you don't become a tyrant. Somehow it seems Wasiu Ayinde has become a tyrant. He has become like a tyrant. Moreover, that he is always around Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president of Nigeria, back then before he became president. So people see these things. Images are very powerful. People see, they be like, this man can call this and call that, and they will attack someone, do some terrible things to people here and there. So it's like Wasiu Ayinde is for some years now, he has been there. He has been like where he is. I have always said he is an entertainer. He's not a philosopher. He has no content than just entertainment. Just to entertain you, you dance without having any thought. You don't. His music does not pass any message than just feel good music. That's what it does compared to Saheed Osupa. But as it is, this guy, this man, I'm talking about in the 60s, not a guy like this, mature man. Let me call him that. This man said, because of his constant, no, this is not right. This is not supposed to be done. Because he's trying to protect himself too. He doesn't want to be held captive by one band leader. Because of that, Wasiu Ayinde saw this man as a threat. Like, it's like this one is the one that does not want to be gullible. This man said, why will I'm part of your band. I know that, these things are done. Band, the group and the band leader, the band leader and the band members, they often want to do some spiritual exercise like, as a group, so nothing bad will happen to us. When anyone tries to attack us, we'll be able to do what we need to do, stuff like that, things like these things. I don't understand that this is it. This is what Wasiu Ayinde believes in. But it's not all your band leader and band members, that will believe in the same thing. So this man said he avoided it. He escaped that ritual that was to be done. Wasiu Ayinde didn't like it. And people have asked questions, why didn't you leave? And I've answered what he said, that he would have left, but leaving equals to blackmail. But then you cannot keep being around what you're not comfortable with, what you believe is dangerous to you. But this man eventually made a move. And he also talked about international passport. He said Wasiu Ayinde will do like what Arabs do when you go work for them. What they said in quote happened somewhere, Anyway, let me not go to that one since it's not part of what we'll talk about. But I just want to understand the pattern. Your passport will be taken away from you. I'm kind of thinking that Wasiu Ayinde does this so that his band members will not use that passport. He knows that they can take that passport, use it to travel abroad, run away, seek for a better life, or even use it to be a meal, if you know what I mean, to take hard substance, carry it back and forth. So this man is careful, like, okay, if you're going to get visa on my record label as a team, as a band, I only give you the passport when we get to the airport. Once we land, I take the passport where we are going and give it to you. So he's guiding his own investment. Doesn't want anyone now using that. So when he now goes to the embassy to apply for visa, they will refuse and reject him, saying, 2 of your band members did this and that. We don't trust you. So we have to be careful. I have to be very fair on this. We have to understand that if you are not careful with the business that you do, people are willing to mess it up for you. They are willing. And you have a lot to lose. So I understand that part of it. So this man felt that this is not right. Why don't you just give us our passport? It is not right. Now, I do understand that the law does not permit. Now, let us now go to the other part of it. The law does not permit that that passport is it belongs to the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So the law does not permit you to confiscate someone's passport. Or let us say, maybe we'll say it's not confiscating it, that is only safekeeping it and safekeeping his own interest. Since he is the one that applied for the visa that is on it. Ordinarily, we'll say your passport is of no use. It's a visa that is on it that is important. So he said that this is what Mr. K1 Kwamwon would do. Take passport, keep it. And when they are back to Nigeria, once they cross the airport, he will take the passport again. That they won't have access to that same passport. Now, people have said, if he took your passport, if it is not the visa that is inside of it, why didn't you go get a new passport and claim that the other one is lost? Of course, once it's expired, the government will issue another one. Just claim that it's lost, get police report and the required document. Then go and do what you need to do. Now, difficult, isn't it? Because this man knows what he's saying too. Why do you need that passport? You need it because of the visa. Multiple visas that are on it. The man needs to japa also, needs to move. Anyway, he did. He eventually succeeded. I think he found a way to the UK. And it was so hard. People didn't want to employ him to play. But slowly and slowly, he was able to achieve. And slowly and slowly, he was able to get one of two things working for him. And he eventually came out to say what happened to him. So now I want you guys to be fair. Can you judge this?
from the little that I've told you, because there is more. There is more. Can you judge this? Drop your comment.